Okay, so what motivates us? Well, I was thinking that, motivation, where all we know is maybe like motivational quotes or when we watch something and motivate us, right? So, but this book, I would hand it to the corporations or business people who, live in the world of society and who are not into personal development, especially restaurants. Give to this also with my friend, but they're not into personal development. Well, now what motivates us is curiously interesting, right? So there's uh, intrinsic motivation, external. The intrinsic motivation that's is internal, right? So we'll talk about that later on, but right now we will talk to you about there are things that motivate us, but also there is an operating system that try to motivate you into doing something, but you aren't really motivated. Sure, you're doing it for the pay, but that's intrinsic motivation. They're trying to give you pay or incentive so you'll be able to do the work. But the problem is you're disengaged, you don't like the job, so it's not externally motivating, right? So there's a technically I would say it's a operation system. I would also say it's a software system too, not just operating system. So operating system is about the rules in society, how their protocols and the whole uh, you have to obey them, right? Right. So we're going to be talking about three motivation where they call about the um, motivation. There's motivation 1.0, motivation 2.3. I mean, not 2.0 and motivation 3.0. So there's three drives. The first drive is the our survival, right? It's to survive. That's the motivation 1.0, and that's for our ancestor. It's helpful. It used to work. It worked, but it doesn't work anymore because it's where you're trying to survive. You're trying to gather food for your family and tribe, stuff like that. But it doesn't work. We don't live in that era anymore, so that's gone. It used to work for that, and or either you were like running away from saber-tooth tiger, but that doesn't. We're not dealing with that anymore, right? We're living for motivation 2.0. It has to do with the cognitive bias. With we seek reward and punish. We avoid punishment. Tony Robbins talks about that a lot. You move toward pleasure and you move away towards pain because it's really hurtful. Now, this talk about how the motivation 2.0 doesn't work anymore. A lot of corporation, a lot of restaurants, a lot of bricks and mortars or retailers use this. If they're because usually if they're a manager, they will use punishment and rewards to incentivize to be able to do that. It's not very effective because people don't really want to do it because they see the thing is with this is the whole job thing and the whole corporation and the whole bricks and mortars and restaurants and retailers is this. They like people are slaving away after hours for money, right? But that's external. But it really doesn't. In this book, it talks about three elements that be able to bring. Just talk about autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Right. So I'm gonna put this in. So I remember my brother. He used to work at retail, and he was talking about how uh, that if you don't, or my brother friends, they were trying to, the manager trying to uh, push them to be able to, that basically if you don't sell the credit card or upsell the customer, um, you will be punished. They'll reduce your pay. That's punishment, which I think make people don't want to do it. So that's why in this book it talks about it's useless. It's basically used to work for the industrial age. That's why it's for 2 centuries, 2 decades. Sorry. Now we live in the modern era, and that's why people hate their job. People are disengaged in their job because it doesn't have purpose. It doesn't have autonomy. It doesn't have mastery. And when it comes to mastery and purpose, see, when it comes to that, when you put up, when you, of course, people need pay in order to live, but they're dissatisfied with their job. They're not happy with their job. They want a lot of pay, but they're not they're not they don't feel like their life is not growing. They're not doing something meaningful in life. I believe that purpose. I don't think that people who are working in restaurants or retail or bricks and mortar, they don't have purpose. Yeah, they may have a goal to go towards, like either driving toward the college or making their life better by going to school, but that's not really their purpose. Most people they don't haven't found their purpose in life yet. So that's why I think that jobs and people they kill the third drive, the motivation 3.3, because without autonomy, mastery is you never will reach, but is in that mode that we try to become better. We're happy. That's external, not external, but internal motivation is the mastery, the purpose. It doesn't have to do with money or any external reward, like giving you like a physical object or materialism. You do it because it gives you satisfaction. You're satisfied. You do it because it makes you happy. You're more joyful because of that. But when either they try to chase this stuff, it doesn't last long. It's only work for short term, right? But people will find shortcuts. But if you externally rewarded by doing the stuff that you enjoy, you don't find shortcut. Because basically, if your external rewards or external motivation, what happens is you try to find shortcuts and you won't achieve mastery, or you won't. You will try not to do your best, or you try, and it will be a little bit messy, but you won't do the best. You don't do the best. You won't make the best decision on that part. You will maybe, but you will think of short term. But then you're unsatisfied. You're looking for that thing. But external is where mastery, where you try to be able to master things, become better. Like they talk about 10,000 hours, but you will never reach it. But it's the fun, and it hurts, and you won't. The thing is, mastery. It takes time, patience. Most people don't want to do it. But the thing is, if you look at both motivation, the intrinsic and the extrinsic, right? Is where this one and this one. This one, the extrinsic, is where when tough time will come, you won't keep on going. When the tough time comes for the intrinsic, they keep on going, like passion. You keep going because you like it, you enjoy it, you become better, you become an expert, whatever that is. So autonomy is different from independence. It's not the rigid go alone and rely individualism American. It means acting with choice. I mean, we can be both autonomous and happily independent with each other. That means we can coexist, right? Because we need each other. And mastery, to be able to, I think mastery is also progress and growth, right? We are happy when we're moving, when we're feeling like we are growing and moving towards something meaningful. That's why if you ask people who go to work, they don't have that joyful anymore. They lost the sense of happiness. They're engaged. Maybe their life is messed up, and they try to get the money to be able to pay the bills, but they're not happy inside. So that's their intrinsically motivation is the external. So external. So that's your choice how you want to use it. It's still good if you're using that, but maybe we can do both. We can do the mastery purpose. You have to find your purpose in life or you'll die. You have to find meaning in life. Chasing the money and you have no meaning and you're just chasing the wealth and you're not, whether it's contribution to society, give of value to society, the service. What I'm doing right now is intrinsic motivation for me, meaning I feel like I'm growing. I feel like I need a master. I have a purpose of why I make these videos. My purpose is to get through to those people who don't believe in themselves, that they stop believing that it's possible. They don't have confidence in themselves. And my purpose is to be able to provide contribution, my message, my impact to the people who's listening that they need to find again. And mastery is I'm trying to become. I want to grow either my skill awareness um, uh, and progress, meaning that I don't want to if I start to not do what I want to do, and I'll start to die inside. Most people die inside. At the age of 25, they die inside and don't get married till the age of 65. So external reward works for a moment, but it doesn't work for a long time. So that's pretty much it. That's why I think that most company or most uh, restaurants are. That's why most people work. See, the thing with restaurants is most people working too hard and they're working for a paycheck, but it doesn't have any meaning. You have to comply to their rules. Like again, you have to comply to people rules, and you don't like that. It's about freedom. It's not about control. Control is compliance, and people comply. Like restaurants control people where they should have let you be a little bit free. I know, freeing to be able to master stuff that you need and have meaning and purpose in life. Otherwise, your your plateau or you don't grow or your life stops. That's why most people in life they don't have this drive. They haven't found their purpose in life. They haven't this thing that light up inside. They don't smile. They don't. But their conversation, their body language is shallow. They may be talking, but they're not like excited about their life. You should be excited about your life because you're still here in this lifetime. Like you can do so much, and yet we like stop believing these things, and we let society push us around. And I think I typed in like you should not let society push you around. You should be able to call your own shots, do what you want, and to be able to contribute to humanity because a lot of ways humanity is messed up. My message is you gotta do you, man. You can't do let other people like write your goal for you or write your destiny for you. You gotta do that for you. I mean, shoot, we only got one life and you don't want to mess that life up. Too many people mess up that life already because they can't see a way. They don't see that light yet. They haven't seen that new idea that triggered an idea and then off they go. So that's that for it's a great book about motivation. Great book about motivating people. Um, but remember, you have a choice to either impact people, contribute, or do whatever you're here to do. Your purpose, either you're here to create art, you create that art, but also to be able to let people see it, to be able to let people enjoy your art or music, whatever. That's make you happy, right? So do what you have, but also don't comply to conform society rules. And I'll see you next time. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, and I do book reviews. I talk about many things that I'm interested in, but also I know that most people are also interested in this. If you grab the toy. No, 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 no. If you're into what I'm into, like self-help and self-development. If you're not, that's okay. If you're new, to this, it's okay. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy me because, hey, it's okay. I do book reviews. Though usually I'll be talking about spirituality. I will be talking about motivation. I'll be talking about a lot of things that I'm interested in. Choose space or demons or stuff like that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for taking your time to watch. And I hope that you have a great day. And I hope that this video somehow make your life a little bit better. Make it like you should be able to find meaning. If you're lost, then that's the time where you find yourself. You you go inside and find who you are and what you want to do in life, and do that, and you'll be happy. There's in the way a lot of things that can make you happy. You gotta find what you're happy, and you do that, make you happy. I'll see you. Bye bye.